How y'all doing today? It is Sunday, so happy Sunday to everybody. And Halloween's coming up, so that's pretty cool. I'm gonna start looking at some of my Halloween cars if I have any. I think I have a couple. But yeah, today, so I started selling a couple of my loose RLC GT40s. I've sold two. I've definitely taken a loss on them. So same thing, like, you know, when it comes to the cars, make sure you're in it for fun, because the money side of it really isn't there. I'm sure people have figured it out, but I have not. But I like these cars. I still enjoy them. I don't really regret having to sell a couple of them, because I'm gonna take that money and I'm gonna put it into the stock market with some stocks and stuff that I'm buying that I feel I'd rather put my money there. So I'm willing to take the loss on the car. And I'm not selling all of them. I still have a ton of diecasts that I'm going to keep, because I'm not probably going to sell them for what I paid, and I don't feel like taking several $1,000s worth of losses. Yep, I just don't take losses if I can. But on these, I'm going to, because my average price that I paid after taxes was $465 a car. So some of it's like, that's crazy. Sure, I guess, you know, but I'm selling some of them, and I'm taking pretty good. Let's see, so yeah, on most of these, I'm taking about $100 loss. You know, a little more is what it is. I didn't plan on selling any of them when I bought them, but given that if you're an investor, there's just better places for me right now, since I have several of these. I have the unriveted one, I have a low number one, like 15 or 20, a low number 20, I think it's number 20, and I still have several more loose ones, you know, so I have several of that car, but I had a few of them setting aside, and I was like, as an investor, I was like, yeah, I'm gonna take a loss on these, but I really want to put money into the market with where the markets are right now. And then if the market, well, I'll say when the markets go up, because everything goes up, you know, mostly everything. You know, be a good, smart investor, do your due diligence. But yeah, so I'll usually make my $120 loss back on these. No big deal. And then I'll probably even make a lot more, given what I feel about my investments. But yeah, so that's kind of what I was looking at today. I was selling a few cars. I was looking at a couple other ones that I might sell. So when it gets into it, when you're collecting, if you're a new collector, you know, get into it for the fun, for what you want, for sure. That's what it's all about. Because if you do sell it later down the road, more than likely you're taking a loss. More than likely you're going to take a loss. It is a hard game. Not all the time, though. I have cars I could sell now and definitely profit several hundred. Problem is, I don't want to sell those cars, because I don't have that. I don't have several duplicates like I do this one. But yeah, so that's a big thing. When you get into it, get into the cars you like, you enjoy having, because 90% of the time or more, you're probably going to take a loss when you sell it. You do move up in them, for sure. Some of them do go up in value. Like, for instance, my carded RLC, like, candy striper. So I'll grab that real quick. Oh. Alright, here we are. So here's my candy striper. I have it in a Coval. Awesome car, nothing special about the number, 3933. No autographs, no nothing. But that car, those are selling for about $1,500-$1,600. I paid probably $1,200 for this. I bought it in a bulk lot, so about $1,200 is what I paid. It's the only carded one I have. I do have a loose one, so if I was to sell one, it would more than likely be the loose one. But same thing there. So just because they're shooting for $1,500-$1,600 right now, doesn't mean that's what I would sell it for. Like, I'm pretty sure I wouldn't even get $16 for it if I posted it on a group, to not have to worry about eBay fees or taxes or any of that. Would I get $1,600? Highly doubt it. $1,500 more than likely is what I would get on a group. So I'll be looking at like around a $300 profit, give or take. Not bad. Because any less than that, I just be like, no. I mean, because these are going for around $1,550, $16, but then you also got to look at those taxes on eBay. So, got to make a pretty good deal. Like this, I said, I'm losing about $120 on it. But if I were to try to sell it on eBay, it probably wouldn't sell that quick. And I'm making quick sales on these, right? So I'm not sitting there trying to negotiate any of that because I'm wanting to put my money into the market. And the market, as you know, if you're an investor, could jump up 600 points Monday. You just don't know what things are going to do. So I want to get in on the opportunity now. So that's why I'm willing to take the losses on the potential to make big gains. Here's one that I got. Love it. The Candy Wonderland Gasser. Now, I have considered selling this car. Problem is, I'm going to take a substantial loss on it if I do. So that's the only thing why I haven't sold it. I'm like, I know what I paid, and I won't get that back. So I know that, but in order to make it an attractive sell for a quick thing, and when I sell cars, I tell people straight up, like either, I sell it to you this price, friends and family, which I'm sure y'all know what that is. And if people are like, okay, well, I want to use gifts and services, so forth. Okay, great. But you got to add the fee to that, and you got to add the tax that I have to pay when I file my taxes. So you're not getting that good deal. Am I an honest seller? Yeah, like I packaged this up. Ton is full of bubble wrap and all that. I put the car in a nice, safe plastic, hard plastic thing and all that to have it shipped Monday. And I told the buyer I would have it shipped out Monday because he got me paid when he said he would. So yeah, I mean, but does everybody know that? No. Do I know I'm an honest seller and I'm going to get that item shipped to that buyer as quickly as I can in as great a condition as possible? Yeah, I know that about me because I'm me. But a lot of people don't know that. But then it goes to the concept of I have to charge them the tax bracket that I'm going to be paying for that, plus the fee, because I'm not eating that cost, because I'm already going to lose money from what I bought it for, even without that. So, yeah. But this one here, I was considering selling it. For you, those of you who know, you know. For those of you who don't, I'll share with y'all. These go for about anywhere from around $3,700 to $4,000. And I paid on the higher end for it when I got it, so more than likely I'm going to take a loss. But that's the thing. Do I really want to take a huge loss? Not really. And I really rather enjoy this car because it is so rare. And I still really enjoy cars, and I'm going to keep cars and so forth. So I have not tried to sell this at a reasonable price. I mean, if you throw things up on eBay and you say, oh, I want $6,000, $7,000, so forth, you got all these fees, all these taxes. I mean, and then it's not even worth it. So, for instance, say we put this on eBay at $6,000, right? Because you're like, all right, I paid $4,000, so I want to get money back. Well, here's how this is going to go. eBay does not charge you 12.5% or 13%. They're a bunch of liars. They charge you about 15%. So you automatically lose $900 right there. Boom. Okay, that knocks you down to 51. All right, you got some leeway. But then you got to minus out your tax bracket, so I have a pretty decent job, pays pretty well. I do put most of my money toward, tax deferred accounts, so forth. That way I'm not getting screwed on taxes. But at my current thing, I'd probably be hitting 22%. That's my tax bracket right now if I were to sell this. That knocks off another $1,122. So that knocks me down to $3,978. Plus, you're going to want to ship this with insurance, signatures, so forth. It's a high-end car. You definitely do all the extras. Like, that's just how you do it. Unless a buyer specifically says, I don't want that. Of course, if they don't want insurance or signatures and so forth, I have to have references on the buyer too. Because you can have some people say, oh, I never received it. It's such a high-end transaction, the seller has to feel safe, and the buyer has to feel safe, for sure. So let's estimate here that we're looking at about 20, I just say 25. I would put insurance on that and signature requirements, everything. But we'll just go with that for random. So you'd still be looking at $39.53, which you'd break almost about even. But are you really going to sell it for that price on eBay? You're not. And you want to know why? Because you take the $6K plus we just go with the 8.25% sales tax, is what you're paying here in the great state of Texas. That's $495. You're looking at $6,500 that they're paying on there. And I mean, all state tax brackets are differently according to state taxes and so forth. Not going to happen, right? It's just not. And on a group, is somebody on a group going to pay $4K for it? Nope. I seen one come up. A guy was asking $3,900 for it. That's the value. That's the going. That's the let's say ask price. That's the ask price. Is it the quick? So you got quick sell. That's not the quick sell. Quick sell on that was probably be about $3,500, maybe $3,300. Buyers are always trying to get the best deal they can. Like ask price, value price, it's sitting about what he was saying, $3,900. Some go $4K, but they're willing to drop it down to like $3,600, $3,700. That's the actual sale prices that most sellers are willing to let it go for if they have an interested buyer with, Benjamins in hand. So I would say that's about the price. So you take a loss either way. But yeah, I'm not gonna sell that one because I just enjoy it too much, and even though I could probably easily cover that loss in the market with the things I've been looking at, and I definitely do my homework. So I could easily cover that loss, probably, like no problem. But I don't want to have any regrets selling some of my cars. So that's the other thing. When you get into it and you're doing cars and all that, and you're thinking like, yeah, I'll probably sell some of these down the road, understand you probably take a loss on some of it. Not everything, but some of it. But no, like, that's a loss you're willing to take. Like I said, like with what I'm putting on these and what I'm going to be buying in the market, I'll eventually get those losses back, so it's not that big a deal for me. But, yeah, so, random video. Again, I haven't made one in a while. But when it comes to it, like, buy cars that you want, but know that when you buy it from a buyer, you should probably consider the concept that you're probably going to be taking a pretty, like, 15%, 20% loss on it if you go to resell it. Unless you just get a really good deal. And I've given a really good deal, in my opinion, to the guys that I'm selling some of these cars to. So, yeah. Anyway, just know that, getting into it. Buy what you like. Don't look at cars as an investment, like I have kind of said in the past. Like Hot Wheels investing. I've been kind of thinking about that the last month or so, and it's like, you could make money in it for sure. Like I said, this one here, I could sell this for $1,500 probably all day long. I'm making $300 on this, and I could do that friends and family. I got buyers, I don't got to pay taxes for that. So yeah, you can make money. But I think it's more of the idea that you just get into something you enjoy. That way, if you do take a loss on it later, you're like, all right, I still enjoyed it while I had it. And furthermore, like if you're taking a loss, at least try to make that money go to something where it'll regain itself. Or if you do a family vacation or something, no big deal. Because, at the end of the day, like, if you had money in a bank account, you could spend that or whatever. You just go do something and spend it. And then these here, they're always there. They're not the physical cash. So if I just keep this in cash in, like, my safe versus buying a car, then yeah, I'd still have that cash there. It wouldn't have depreciated that much. But I mean, more than likely, I would have pulled that cash out for something, spent it on something that would have went to waste. And here, you know, it's like paying a fee to be able to redeem that cash and throw it in the market or whatnot. Anyway, have fun. Just make sure, you know, you don't have any regrets when you're doing cars, because otherwise, like a lot of the guys are just selling all their cars. They're selling everything. They're like, bulk sell. You know, this price. Of course, in my opinion, they're not going to sell those cars. Yeah, because they're wanting one, you know, I just want to sell it all right now for this price. That's what it's worth. Not what people are going to pay for it. It's just not. You know, so when you get into it, you got to know you're in it for the long haul. This is like a marriage. It's like you're marrying Hot Wheels. You got to make sure that, you know, you're willing to be there, because you can't just buy all your cars and drop 30 grand on it and be like, oh, okay, this is all worth that much money. I want this much and I'm selling it all. Because no one's going to do that. They're just not. I mean, no. It's not an option in this world. So my collection, like I said, I think it's worth probably around 50 grand. I don't know. I might actually do like a value of it a little bit today and see. But yeah, I mean, I'll sell some here and there, you know, like I said, if I want to jump on opportunities in the market where I know I'm going to make that money back. But otherwise, yeah, just be careful with what you buy. Buy it at the right time. That way you don't regret it later and you're not taking a huge loss. So have fun with it. Yeah, just stay up there so that way you keep enjoying it. You keep buying good cars. I mean, I still have another car coming in that I spent $465 on with all the autographs. Yeah, I like it. I'm still going to have it. You know, am I ever going to make my money back off that car? Probably not. No, I'll probably take a loss on it if I ever sell it. But I have no intention of selling that one. I mean, autograph pieces are a lot more rare than these. So, anyway, I rambled on enough. I hope you all kind of got some good insight in the video and whatnot. Happy Sunday. Have a good one. Happy Halloween. Yeah, Halloween's like 30. Yeah. Peace.